Hello again, I'm back with another little project and tell you about my weekend with IndigoBlu in Portsmouth. They did a Saturday and Sunday event and it was fantastic, just amazing, and I'll show you the bits and bobs I've made and what I'm going to do today as well. So I'm Nicola from White Herring Designs and thank you for joining me today. So we were given the pieces to make up this book, which is made of wood, and we were given a choice of all sorts of different rice papers to put on the outside of it to decorate it, and then some other papers to decorate the inside, and also some acrylic paint to paint the outside in a sort of sympathetic colour to go with what we'd already chosen. So I chose this paint, which made me chuckle actually when I realised, because it's called mint choc chip. And when I was little, my father used to like making us laugh, and must have been fairly new into the invention of mint choc chip ice cream, I think. But anyway, he used to pretend he couldn't say it, so he ended up calling it chocolate chipmunk ice cream. So mint choc chip is always chocolate chipmunk ice cream in my head. It's just, and I always think of my father when we have it or I have it. Anyway, so I was delighted that it was mint choc chip paint that I'd used to paint my box. So there we are. So the box is done. Today I am going to decorate the outside of it a bit more, and I'll come to that in a little bit. We drew lines on, well, you can see how wonky donkey mine are. They started off quite well, and then on the longer lines they got worse and worse. But never mind. Just think it's been a bit damp, my book. So the pages have got very warped, but I chose to do gold edges instead of black lines for my lines. And then we did all sorts of things, playing with their inks, and it was so much fun. Loads of different things, using stencils, just trying things. And it was funny how things that we didn't like, so this background I hated when I'd first done it, and then I added some bits and bobs, still wasn't very keen, and then I added gold and suddenly I quite liked it. This was using some paste, what do you call it, super thick Slap It On, and using it through a stencil. This was just lots of different playing with different colours and different techniques, and oops, it was just so much fun. So we did loads, as you can see, and produced all sorts of different looks and effects. Missing one there, that one. So I hope I haven't gone too quickly to make you feel sick, sorry. Those ones I haven't finished yet, as you can see. They were still too wet. I wanted to just, this is their grit paste, the really rough stuff. And I hadn't used that before, so I thought, actually, if I've got time, I could just do some on card, which I can then deal with at home. And then I was drawing a stencil and then ended up with this pattern on. I thought, that's nice. So I stamped on it. All sorts. It was so much fun. Oh, and I also did. I was cleaning a stencil and I put a baby wipe underneath, cleaned it off, and then ended up with the texture paste. So it was that thick stuff from here on the stencil, on the baby wipe. I thought, oh, I can't throw that one away, can I? So then I've added inks and bits of gold to it, and then that was very wet, so I had to dry it. So I had some various things that I lay it on to dry, so those are going to be used at some point as well. So lots of exciting things, which is great fun. And Kay is so wonderful, such a wonderful teacher, and all the other people that were there were so great, and it was just lovely meeting new faces, seeing some old faces, and yeah, well, it was just a really great time. So I was out in the garden getting my washing in because it was raining, and by the time I'd got it in and got it going in the tumble dryer, which I don't like using really, but was needs must, the sun came out. So anyway, however, from being in the garden, I picked up some leaves. So I thought, oh, I wonder how those would look on the front of my journal. They're not going to survive, are they, in my little box? They're not going to survive like that, but what if? So I've got various embossing powders here that I thought would go with the colours on here, and I've just had a little go at doing a leaf. Now I think I might have left it in slightly long because it has gone a bit crunchy, but look at that. Isn't that amazing? So it's plain on the back so you can see it is a real leaf, but look, fabulous. And I've used my little mini snack / pancake maker, the Giles and Posner one that I used before, which is Marion Embossing's fantastic idea. So not my idea, but hers. So I've got that to my side, and it's nice and hot, so I'm going to try some more leaves. So this one I tried was a bigger one because I thought that might not fit on there, but you never know, might want to use it. Not sure how it's going to hold up. I think it will probably crack and break, but you know, who knows. Let's try doing some of these. And I possibly left that first one in a little bit long, so I'm going to try leaving these ones in for slightly less time and see how that goes. So I've got a brayer. I've got my Versamark, which I have just put some extra ink onto. It is manky, and I discovered now that it's starting to fall apart as well. I have got another one, but this one will do fine for now because we're only doing it onto leaves. So I'm using the ridged side, which is the reverse side, and then trying to get plenty on there. Could even be worth just doing that with it. I did wonder whether I should do both sides, but we can only do kind of one side at a time, so let's try one side and see how we get on. Oops, use it the right way up, that helps. Let's see how we go with that. Now this, I used a little bit of this powder, but it mixed with some other, so I didn't put it away. That one was Stamps by Chloe, Shaved Ice. It's more of a clear, transparent, sorry. But that's fine. So I thought some bits of that. So as I say, I've picked bits that I thought would go with my rice paper that I chose. I've got some verdigris there. Might just get another piece of scrap. So I can just try to keep things separate. Colours separate, that is. So let's just put that onto there. Move that one out. And I can bring that back in a minute. Actually, what I'll do is just shake that off. Sorry, you didn't see that. Let's see, what else should we have? This is a Lindy's one. Don't know what it's called though. I think it might say something there, but oh, it's upside down. Oh, this is hilarious. It's called Don't Scream Aquamarine. Brilliant. I love these companies that have sense of humour when they come up with the names for things. That's brilliant. Ooh, That looks a bit amazing, doesn't it? Now, because I'm using the little gizmo, I don't need to worry that there's kind of rather too much on there. I think, ooh, I will leave it well laden because I won't be blowing it away. It's going into the little doodah by me. There we go. Let's put that back in there while I just... There we go, safely away. See if I can pull this across without dropping my extension lead on the floor and making you jump. Let's just see if I can just do that. Ooh, there we are. It's not quite. It might just shrivel up and not work. It would be typical, wouldn't it, that the one that you didn't see me do worked and then the others don't, but don't know till you try. It's shrivelling beautifully, isn't it? Oh dear. Oh well. We'll try some of these. I could always try the front side instead of the back and see if that makes any difference. It may or may not. Let's take it out. Let's let it cool a minute. Let's just see if we can flatten this out a little bit. So what I might do is just put it in that way and just see whether it flattens out. Probably just curl up more, but anyway, let's just try. As ever, don't know till you try. Poke it all, let's try that. Just trying to uncurl it a bit. Probably rub off all my nice embossing. Yeah. That is the downside. Let's just put a little pinch of this in. Let that melt. Now, has that done it? Yeah, I think it has. Okay, let's let that cool down. Put the lid. Do another one. Let's try this little one. So I'm doing the front side of this one now. See if it makes any difference at all. It's a different leaf, of course, so it could just be to do with that. Oh, let's use that. Let's go for this again. And what else have we got? We've got where's that one? That one. That's the one. Perissa, the Marion Embossing Wow one. And if I remember rightly, it is pretty wowy. Lid on. scrape a bit more of that up. There we go. Let's put, oh, I think I want you on there. Thank you. In we go. Getting a bit of a mixture on here, but that's fine. Might be rather nice. Oh, oh, that's looking rather pretty, isn't it? Did you see? Oh, look at that. I know it's not melted there yet, but oh, that perissa is beautiful. Did say perissa, didn't it? I've got my varifocals on again. Oh, it's on the front, isn't it? Oh, that's the wrong pot. It's platinum. Yes, perissa, yes. Let's have a look. Oh, look at that. Wow. Tiny bits still to melt. Don't want to leave it too long. Oh, ooh. Oh my word. That is beautiful. Or maybe it's better doing it on the front. Let's see. Right, got to do another one now then. Right, that's the front. Right, let's cover you in some ink. Where's my inky paper? There it is. Oh, that is truly gorgeous. Right, ink. Oh. Okay, lid on there. Out of the way. Right, what gorgeousness shall we do now? What I might do is just use this up. Let's put that onto this other piece of paper. Shame to waste it, isn't it? Right, that's what I've done. Sorry if I was off. Oh, am I off camera? That's hopeless, isn't it? Right, let's just shake you about. Now then, what else? Let's use some of that platinum there. Make a sort of a line, because I've got some on the edge there that didn't quite get. There we are. That's it. Right, let's put that onto there. And in there it goes. Let's see how this sort of leaf works. I was just picking that one up to say, isn't it beautiful? And the end broke off. Well, I guess that answers that thing, doesn't it? That yes, they can get really rather fragile. Oh, that's annoying. I wonder if I can break a bit more off and make it sort of pointy at the end so it doesn't look quite so broken off. Oh, there we are. I might get away with that. Oh dear. Right. Oh, how are you doing? Overdoing. Oh, okay. So these leaves obviously curl up rather. So maybe the longer, thinner ones are better. Well, so that was the one that I did off camera first of all. Then we did this one. And that one. I've got another one. Just wondering about whether putting some embossing ink on the back would be worth doing, whether it would give it a bit of protection from all the curling. No harm in trying, I guess. Right, let's just shut that for the moment. Keep the heating. Right, do that and that. Let's have you on to here. And let's scrape this up. Might just as well use it. And the bits that are on there. There we go. No point wasting it, is there? Let's put that out of the way. So I have to say that perissa one was absolutely fabulous. I'm wondering if I had a bit less on, it wouldn't take so long to melt, which might be better for the leaf. So that could be a good way forward. So I'm just going to try and do a bit less, apart from those chunky bits, but you know, get the lid on there. And just scoop those bits up. Let's try that. That over there, it's less of a chunk. Right, so let's see what happens. Do that and then hopefully you can see. Ooh! Ooh, 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 ooh. Look! Just a little bit there that's not quite melted. Just give it a sec. It's nearly there. That's it, I think. Oh, wow. Now it's either because it's a different leaf or because that Versamark on the back gave it a bit of protection. I think that gave it a bit of protection, you know. Oh, that's beautiful. I wonder if I can flatten it. Hello again. I'm back with my leaves, and although I absolutely love them, I've decided they are definitely too vulnerable to go on the front of my book. So instead of using those, I'm going to use some of these, which are the Tim Holtz leaf fragments. So I've cut 3 of these ones out, and I've done exactly the same thing with these as I did with those, and put them into my little gizmo, and I think that will be a much more successful result. So those are going on, but I decided they needed a bit more definition around the outside, so I'm just using my copper Colorology gilding wax, just to put a bit of copper round the outside, and the colours blend nicely with that, but I just wanted them to stand out a little bit on the edge. And I might just put a bit of gilding wax while I'm at it round the outside of my books as well, since I've got it out. Little bits here and there. There we go, and that's a bit, the edges are now a bit more defined, so I might just do that while I've got it in front of me. I watched Christine Stokes, and I saw she put crowns down the front of hers, some resin ones. So that was a lovely idea, I thought. Just take this around the edge. This copper just blends really nicely with the colours in this rice paper, which is beautiful, from IndigoBlu. Don't know what it's called actually, but it is glorious. They had loads of different ones that we could choose from. Some people chose ones with faces on and all sorts of different things. It was such a great weekend. What I think I will do is I'll have them kind of as if they're blowing downwards, I think. So I want the bigger one up there and that one. Maybe something like that. Lid on here. And then I will use some super thick Slap It On. And I'll probably just give them a little bit of dimension, I think. So this is the IndigoBlu. Now, dust dry shiny, so I'm just going to shift those out of the way and wipe up some in the gaps. Now they have gone on flat, haven't they, really? Whether I can bend the others. Let's just try. Whether I'm going to make a mess of this or not. Let's try not to, but just want a little bit of oh dear. Done my usual trick of making a horrid mess. What I was trying to do was just get a little bit of lift to that. Just so I've got a tiny bit of dimension without making a horrible mess. I don't want a lot of dimension, but just a little bit. Kind of makes it a bit more interesting. Sort of stack a bit up underneath. What I could do after it's dried is, if it's shiny, put some of the matte Slap It On afterwards. And then it should be all good. I've got a little bit of dimension with it now. Let me see if I can show you. So can you see that that's not sitting quite flat? And I can build up a bit more of that when that's dried. Okay, so that's that first one done. Wipe my hands. Right, let's see what we can do with this one. So that one's sort of curling. Actually, maybe go with the curl that it's got on it. A scrape. There we go. One decorated box with sympathetic colours, but a little bit of gloss to it, so a bit of bling, as it were. And I think they're less vulnerable than my original idea, although I love that, and I think I need to find a way of using these in something, because they are rather fabulous. So I'm going to put them on there just because. Put them round, maybe that's the way. Not so keen on that one, but that's the one that I ended up putting upside down, and it's obviously shown up a lot of the white, so that one's not so good. I could redo it, but there we are. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you've seen something that you could maybe adapt and use in a card, or on a tag or something like that, or perhaps in a journal or something. And thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.